Hello, this is Cassie B, and this is the Whatever It Takes podcast. Yeah, and it's January 13th. I've been thinking more and more about how this is like my diary more than anything else. And yeah, I just said that because I think that's interesting. It really does help me to be able to get my thoughts out, and I like that. And I do want to continue to do it. And so, yeah. So, I've been okay lately. I've been doing well. I still see myself getting a lot done. There's been a few days which it was like I needed to give myself some time because I wasn't really doing very well. But yeah, trying some new things out. Well, first I will explain how I was feeling. I was feeling a little depressed, and I think that came on from, for me, I think my depression sometimes comes from little things that go wrong that in the moment I don't see them as a problem, but then they just keep building up. Like yesterday, just so many little things felt like they weren't working. I'm trying to do dog walking, and that doesn't seem like something I'm going to do anymore, and that felt a little sad, but I wasn't disappointed. But that built on top of like my computer saying it might have a virus, which I don't know if it does or not. I don't think so. And not knowing how to fix that, and then just things not really going as planned, or you have projects you want to do, but you have to do them slowly, because in life we don't have a lot of time, especially if we're working and we're doing all these things. We don't have a lot of time to be like, we don't have a lot of time to really do the things we want in the time period we want. So something that might seem simple, it will take a few days longer or a while longer, because we're just working under, human restraint. Yeah. And those things can all add up, and then for me, I get some irrational thoughts like, oh, I'm never gonna get it done. Things aren't good. I don't feel well. Da 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 da. And yeah, with that, you just have to kind of convince yourself everything's fine, because it is. It's totally alright. I'm in the best place I've been in my life. But also, just because you think you should be happy doesn't mean that you won't still have like mental pains, depression and anxiety and all those things. They don't just target people who are sad, it's everyone. And I never want people to think just because they have a nice home and maybe money and things like that, they shouldn't take their mental health seriously. I think it's really important to be open with everyone and not judge people because they have more than you, and realize their problems are big to them. Yeah, so I've been feeling a little low. I feel pretty good today. I kind of have started a new routine, which is every day I have some things some tasks to do that are the same every day. But I've never done them, all at once. Sometimes I'll miss some because I'm trying to do them throughout my day. But now I'm trying to do them all in the morning between a certain time restriction to see if that works better. Because it's really hard if you forget to do something you want and it starts to get later. Because my mind, sometimes it's good working later and sometimes it's not. It really depends on what it is. So trying to do this new schedule, routine, and seeing if it makes it easier, I think it will be good. I already did, there's about 8 things on my list. Some of them are shorter and some of them are longer, so I'm not too afraid, and I'm giving myself like 3 or 4 hours, and even if I don't get them done within this time limit, it's still, better to have a time limit so I know where to really, what's possible for me to get done. And when I have a limit, I try harder because I want to meet that limit. And when I go back to work, when I go back to work, I am working a part-time job, but when I go back to work, this will help so much because I'm able to do this many things in this period of time, because I might go to work at like 7 o'clock in the morning or 9, and if I know I can get this many things done between 5 and 7, then I can still keep my work-life balance. Because I start to be more, I'm always useful, but I start to be more useless as the day goes on. Because, I don't know, I just get tired and I'm a person who can stay up late. I don't think I'm not a night owl, but it really does affect how I feel the next day, and that's kind of one of the reasons too. I think I was feeling some depression and some anxiety is because I had 2 nights where I got like no sleep, and lately it's been harder to sleep, so I'm just trying to keep note of that and figure out if it's gonna go back naturally or just trying to make an effort to get to sleep. Because it's kind of anxiety inducing when you're trying to go to sleep and you just can't. It's really, really hard. And yeah, for me, I need a lot of sleep. Well, I need like an average amount of sleep, like 7 to 8 hours, and to feel my best. I'm pretty sure if I was, if you wanted to get less sleep and do more stuff, like you wanted to get like 6 hours of sleep, if you slowly, start going to sleep a few minutes later, and a few minutes later, and a few minutes later, gradually, I bet you could, get your body situated to that. But for now, that's not something I need to do because I don't need to get up that early, and have that much time. Someday I feel like I might, but right now it's just about making sure I'm getting enough sleep and eating enough food and taking care of myself. And yeah, lately I've been doing good with eating and such. I I'm a person who is either I want to be cooking for like 10 hours. I want to make a fabulous meal, extravagant, or I don't want to cook at all. I definitely feel there's no in between for me. It's either, because I don't even do good. Like, I love to cook. I love to cook a great meal because that tastes so delicious and it's so good. But you can't do that every day. And for me, I don't even like, for me, for some reason in my mind, even boiling water is like too much. If I'm not gonna be like, if this isn't gonna be a meal that I'm like blown away by. Which is kind of funny, silly, but it's true. It's like I don't get a lot of joy out of doing a lot of work for a meal I know it is just gonna be okay. So for me, I have a lot of snacks and like smoothies and sandwiches, things I don't have to really do any do any real prep for. I just put it together. It's funny how, I don't know, how like boiling water's too much, but then I'll be so happy to make like a complicated meal if I have time, but boiling water on the everyday, that's not gonna happen. That's too much. I think that's so silly. And I didn't realize that about myself until a little while ago. That that I love a nice long cooking process meal. Cuz I think that when you're doing that, you tend to like maybe feed other people too, have people over, and yeah, I really like that. But I don't really like eating alone. So for me, like even doing the basicest stuff like boiling water is like, no, that's too much. I just want to have like a vegetable sandwich or something. I still eat pretty healthy. I'm having a lot of smoothies and sandwiches with mostly like vegetables and like chickpea sandwiches and stuff. Things that are good, healthy, trying to get enough protein and stuff. But I just don't want to, you know. And if I do make an easy meal to make, just like a few ingredients, and it only takes this amount of time, I really have to like the meal. Even if, it's so strange, even if I have a meal, I'm like, this is okay. If I eat slightly too much, I'm like, I have bad connotations with that meal, even if it was fine. If it's not the best meal in the world, for some reason, my mind is like, even if I enjoyed it, it's like, this isn't good. I'm never gonna eat this again. And I'm not a picky person at all. If somebody makes me a meal, I'm like, whatever it is, I'm like, this is great. I think it's just when I have to do the work. Like, I go out to have fast food every once in a while, and I'm like, this is great, even if it's not really. But I'm only really picky when it comes to myself. Yeah, and working with that, learning to cook some things I really, really like that aren't any work at all, basically. Yeah, those are things I've just been thinking about. I really still want to do this podcast. I don't even know if it's technically a podcast or anything. I don't know. I'm gonna try to put it on different sites. I've been saying that. I've actually been working towards it, though. It's really hard when you start doing something or learning something and then you stop. It's really hard to get the momentum back because you almost know what you have to do, but you don't. And I really like this podcast, even if hardly anyone listens to it, it's still very enjoyable for me. I feel like I have a few other YouTube channels that I think the content is going to be very different than this, but I like this solely for me. I think this is great. I think it would be nice to look back on it. It's very, I feel like one day, I think this could be enjoyable for other people too, if one day I get more known for other things. I think people would like this. It's just kind of something that is really different and doesn't really, I don't know what to say this. I don't know what to call this, because first of all, it's not on like a podcast site. I don't show my face. I'm talking for like 30 minutes. I don't really have a topic each time. I think the best way to describe it is like a diary, but that's not really, I don't know if that's really something, like what I'm creating is really a marketable thing right now, which is interesting. I enjoy it a lot. I think it's basically part of my self-help, my self-love, being able to talk like this, but I don't think it's all that like available to find. I don't think people would search something up and be like, oh yeah, this is what I want. And that's totally fine. It's not gonna stop me. But it's just interesting. I think I've done very good with my memes. And this is a very like therapeutic thing to feel like you're talking to somebody about mostly the good things. You're not trying to, bring anyone down. You're not talking about anybody but yourself and how you feel and being honest with that. Like, I want to talk about things. I don't want to talk about people, I think that's good. I'm kind of lonely nowadays. I just started feeling that a few days ago because I haven't seen any of my family really, except for the ones I live with, and I haven't seen any of my friends lately. I'm gonna see some actually tomorrow, and that will feel good. It's been few hard years. I haven't gone out to eat in a long time, which is something that, I don't know, makes you feel good. And yeah, I feel a lot better than I did like yesterday or the day before. I feel like I can get some stuff done, and I feel like just trying my best. I kind of have a good schedule figured out, good plan. I kind of overwhelmed myself a little bit with the 50 things list because I really haven't done any yet. I think that was when I was making it, I was like, should I do 25 or 50? And I think 25 would have been better, but I just wanted to have enough options because I realized something about myself is that even if I have things on my list that aren't things that I have to do, if they're just on my list, I get overwhelmed by them, and I didn't know that before. If I just have a big list and half of the stuff are things I have to do and half of the stuff is things I want to remember, I'm still gonna get overwhelmed. So this list probably wasn't the best idea. I think 25 would be good because it's a page and a half of these 50 things, and 25 seems like, good. I still think some of these topics I will get done. Like, I think I could see myself reading a few good books, and I think the ones that I don't see myself doing the most are watching, well, I don't know, either watching movies or shows. I guess movies right now seem like the least likely, but I think I could do a lot of these. The goal was never to get everything done. It was just to, know what I actually want to watch, things that I've heard about, and I've always been like, oh yeah, I want to do that. But, yeah, so for me, I think that'll be good. I think I'll read a lot of like graphic novels this year and stuff. I have to start borrowing things from the library and stuff. I think that's a good way to get some of the things that are harder to find. And yeah, that's tiring too. I've been so exhausted with trying to get my license and everything, because right now I have to bike everywhere, walk everywhere, and it's really not great. And I'm really trying, and things aren't moving as quickly as I'd like. So that's exhausting. Other than that, yeah, a lot of things are kind of in a place where they don't feel like they're going to end. Like, I'm doing this new job and it's great. I like it a lot. It seems like it will be great. But, I'm still working on the thing I have to write for it. And that's totally fine. It's just something that feels like it's never gonna end. And I totally understand why it's still in the process. I totally understand that it will end one day, but I'm still in the process. Yeah, just getting used to that, because that's a lot of life. Things that feel like they're never gonna end. You have an idea for a movie, you have an idea for whatever, short film or whatever, and that's gonna take an awfully long time, because it's not just shooting it. It is, first you have to find all the people who are going to be in it. You have to do all the stuff. You have to shoot it. You have to edit it. You have to get opinions on it. You have to do this, and it feels like it'll never end. But it will. I'm also want to do, I can't believe it's almost February and I don't have my license. I've wanted my license since I was 16, and now I'm in my 20s. And I've been trying for, really, really actively trying, because before you're 18, you can't really do anything by yourself. You need somebody else to call up. I've been trying since I was 18, actively going to driving school since I was 19, a year and a few months now, and it's ridiculous. I finally got my money back from the driving school. I think I will leave a bad review just to warn other people, because it was very not cool. But it took a lot to get my money back. I was almost at the point of going to like one of the Better Business Bureau things or something, leaving my complaint, but I didn't have to do that. Yeah, tiring stuff. I would love my license so I could, just make it easier, do a lot more things in less time, and even like, I still think I'm going to walk where I can, because gas is expensive and stuff, but yeah, just a little more fun, excitement. You can go meet up with people easier. You could do this, that, you know? Yeah. I think I would be the type of person to be like, I'd drive my car this far and then I'd park and walk like the rest of the way, which is silly, but I don't know. I still really like walking and biking. Biking is so cool. I haven't been able to get out again since, and I'm trying to learn more about all these different things. I haven't done any more streaming or anything. It's really, things are really hard. There's so many steps just like to everything. Um, yeah. But it's worth it. It's definitely worth it. I'm learning. I'm doing my best. I'm really doing well. And I feel great today. Like I'm able to get a lot done. I'm able to, you know, kind of stretch my muscles. Something that helps when I'm feeling really down, I think, is like saying positive things to myself. Saying like, you got this. Sometimes I'll do that when I'm trying to sleep. I'll be like, you're great. You got this. You got this. You can sleep. Oh, I'm so tired. I'm going to sleep. And I think also is kind of, I've been in a place where I do get a lot of exercise. I walk my dogs 3 times a day. But also, I haven't been really getting any extra exercise. So I'm so tired. So for that, I think dancing or something really helps. Doing like a dance workout. I think I might try to do that later today. I have a bed in my room that folds up. It's like kind of like a futon, but it's just like a mattress. It's some sort of Asian or Japanese mattress. It's so comfortable. It's so nice. But it will just fold up. So hopefully once I get my room all sorted out, I can have more space to do dance. I love dance. I'm not, at this point, I haven't put enough practice into it to be good, but hopefully someday I can keep improving. Yeah. And that just feels great. It feels really good to be able to, have things that help, like yoga and, passions and things. And I'm finally back to trying to play my guitar every day. I want those blisters on my fingers. I want it. I want it so much. And I think that'll be good. I have a really nice guitar right now, and that will be good. I'm looking forward to college. I don't really know where I'm gonna go yet. I'm still kind of figuring it all out. I think when I get closer to the point that I would actually go to college, when I have my work situation figured out and when I have a lot of things figured out, I think it will all fall into place because I have been working hard, and usually it will if you are doing what you need to do. But I'm thinking about, I want to go to school to be a teacher. But I also want to go to school for like therapy, to be a therapist or a counselor. I don't know really what I want to do, certainly, because there's a lot in that field. But I think I want to finish my teaching degree first and then continue with school from there, because you can double major, but I don't think that's right for me, just because I want to do school in a way that I can get it done, in a timely manner so I can start working and saving money. So I think for me, I want to continually go to school. I think school is so helpful. I want to learn so much. Yeah. Yeah, I want to do good. And I'm working towards that. Yeah. It feels good. Well, I guess that's where I'll stop today. Thank you for listening. This has been the Whatever It Takes podcast. Thank you.